Hey everybody, welcome back to Peachy Disc Golf. Once again, I am traveling for work. Today I am here at the Woodward Municipal Disc Golf Course in Woodward, Oklahoma, in order to play a little 9-hole disc golf course, once again, using a stack of used discs that I just bought. Let's try them out. Well, not too long ago, when I was up in Jacksonville, Illinois, I did a little challenge using a stack of used discs that I had previously bought, and I had a lot of fun trying out those used discs, so I decided, why not try the challenge again? So this time, after landing in Oklahoma City, I visited D-Mart, which is a really cool store in the area. Huge shout out to Dewey, who hooked me up with this excellent stack of used discs, all at very, very decent prices. I have 6 discs here. I got all of these for less than $45. We're gonna do another used disc challenge. It's a 9-hole course here, so we're only gonna be using these discs real quick. Let's run through what I got. Putting, this is, I believe, the newest disc probably in the collection that I have here. This is a JK Pro Aviar-X. I do know that this is one of the newer discs here. It's pretty windy today, so having a little 2 fade here on a little more overstable putter than I'm used to might be kind of nice. I got one approach disc. I have the Prodigy A3 here in 400 plastic. I actually bag an A3 right now, and I really love this disc. I find it to be more overstable than something like the Zone for me. I find the hand feel to be a little more comfortable. It's got a nice thin profile with a little bead on the bottom. So looking forward to trying this one out. I have one mid-range here. Got an Innova Champion Rock 3. Should be a nice straight flyer with a little gentle fade at the end, especially in these windy conditions. I think we'll be able to depend on the Rock 3 for a good bit. Now moving on to the drivers, that's where the fun is going to begin. I am really looking forward to all of these. First up, I have a Innova Teebird Special Edition. Look at this old bar stamp. This disc has seen some use. How many aces are there on this? 1, 2, 3, at least 4 aces, and then other people signing it. Man, that's gonna be so much fun. A lot of history with this disc. We got one from December 2003. So really old T-Bird here. Looking forward to throwing this. I am imagining this to go laser straight. Maybe a little bit of fade because T-Birds for me are decently overstable, but I'm really looking forward to throwing this disc. This is probably the disc that I am most excited for, but not too far behind it. I have another old Innova disc, same stamp. This one's a DX Firebird. Look at how like gashed up and torn up this disc is. I don't know how well you can see that here, but this disc has, look at this little huge gash, this huge gash right here at the top. This disc has hit many things. The last disc that I have in this stack today is a distance driver from Prodigy. This is the X3. I actually sometimes bag an X3, but the X3 that I have is in their Air Spectrum plastic, so it's a very lightweight X3. This one I imagine is going to be very dependable for me in these windy conditions. I think this is gonna be a very overstable disc, probably one that I can't even handle at a 12 speed. I think the only reason I can get some good distance out of the X3 that I currently have is because it is so light. So we're gonna be playing this Woodward Municipal Disc Golf Course today using only these discs. Let's see how we shoot. All right, unfortunately, I forgot to bring my microphone, so hopefully you guys can hear this. Hole 1 is 315 feet, it's a par 3. Basket is straight ahead. Got a little gap that we can hit, or we can just go over the trees. I don't actually think I have the arm speed to go over the trees like that, so I'm gonna be aiming for this gap, and it's just a straight shot with a little bit of fade to the left, which sounds like a perfect choice for the T-Bird. So we're gonna be trying out this really old special edition T-Bird. Probably won't make it 315 feet or anywhere near it, but it is playing a little downhill, so maybe we'll get it close. A little bit of headwind as well, so we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't flip over. I threw that straight into the ground, but that was an amazing flight. I actually put a little bit of hyzer on it. I thought it might flip up in the wind. It did. It flipped up to flat. It just kept carrying straight. I almost want to go grab it and rethrow it. Maybe we'll do it at the end because we're by the parking lot right now. The T-Bird looks like it's right on the edge of the circle, so I'm not going to do a step or a jump putt, but that was a really good throw. I cannot wait to try it again. Let's see if we can make it putting with the Aviar. Ooh, that was a good run. Hole 2 is 288 feet. It's a par 3. The basket is off to the right. You could probably see it in between some of the trees here. But the main gap we're going to be hitting is this wide gap on the left here, right in front of the tee pad. The obvious play is to be going with a forehand, which is something that I'm planning on working on pretty heavily this off season. I really want to develop like at least like a 250 to 275 foot forehand, something that I can throw reliably. Right now I sort of top out at like 175 to 200, if that, on a good throw, but it's very inconsistent. So I have a little net set up at home. I've been trying to get the forehand form a little bit further down, and my plan is to try, when a shot calls for it, if there's like an obvious forehand, at least once per video here, get a forehand thrown just to sort of track my progress, honestly. So hole 2 here lines up perfectly for a forehand. We're gonna go with the X3 here. Just try to pump it through the gap, see how far we get. Probably bust out the A3 after that, because I don't imagine this is gonna get too close to the basket. I got some pretty good distance on that, actually. I definitely threw it nose up and skied it. I wanted to go more straight through, but that almost got pin high. I think I probably got around 225 or so. So actually a pretty solid throw. Let's try the Firebird though. I really want to try this one out. This DX Firebird. Let's see how flippy it is. I'm gonna just throw this nice, hard and flat. Try to keep the nose down. And let's see, does it turn over or does it still have a little bit of fade because it is a Firebird? We'll see. Strong headwind right now. That's a very flippy disc. Yeah, turned it right into that big tree on the right side. It looked like it was considering panning back out at the very end of that flight there, but very understable. Not like a roller understable, but honestly pretty nice. We actually got this X3 into circle 2. It's definitely like just on the edge of circle 2 going into circle 3, but we got a little jump putt look, so let's try it with the Aviar-X here. Ooh, that was a close one. At least easy par still. Hole 3 is 222 feet, par 3, basket straight ahead. Pretty tight little tunnel that we have to go through for the first half of the hole. Opens up, but the hardest part I think for me is gonna be this low ceiling with that low hanging branch on that big tree on the right. We're gonna be going with the Rock 3 here. I could definitely get here with the Rock 3. It is uphill though, so this will be a bit of a full power throw with the mid range, but just wanted to try it out. Gotta try not to hit this low ceiling here. It's gonna be the toughest part. Well, that wasn't the toughest part. The toughest part was not throwing it straight into the ground, apparently. Let's try this Firebird on a little hyzer flip. Try it again. Oh. It had some stability to it at the end. Was it the Teebird? I'm just unloading at this point. I just want to see which one would get me there. That's it. Still short, but that was the disc for sure. Okay. I'm just gonna give the Teebird the taste of the chain, so maybe I can put my name on here also. There we go. Look at this glorious tee shot. Hole 4, 209 feet, par 3. Basket straight ahead, like laser straight shot with this really, really cool looking tree. Right in front of the basket, some crazy snaking branches to make sort of like a little window to aim for. I think I'm gonna go with the Rock 3 again. So far, this course has been excellent. Like all of the holes have been really interesting. Great little 9-hole course so far. Oh, it's overstable. I had the height just about right, maybe a little low, but it started fading way early. So that one has, I guess it hasn't gotten as much love as I thought it had. I don't know if I can get the putter there, but we're gonna try it. We'll try the Aviar-X here. Yeah. Oh, I just actually cleared it, just barely. Look at how cool this tree is. This crazy branch, throw it through this window. That is so cool. Fortunately, the rock's over here. I don't even think I'm gonna have a putt. Like, what the heck? Got all these branches. What am I gonna do? The basket, it's getting blocked. Hole 5, 266 feet, par 3. Basket is straight ahead, just a little bit off to the left. Honestly, this is a perfect shape for something like the Teebird. This one might be a little too straight, so I'm gonna put a little bit of hyzer on it, especially right now we have a bit of a headwind coming in, so pop it on hyzer. Hopefully it just flips to flat, carries straight with a little bit of fade towards the basket. Get in. Oh. Just a little past the basket, but that should be like a little 10-foot putt. Hopefully we're getting our first birdie. I want to try the Firebird again as well. I'm going to put this one on hyzer also, let it flip up. And let's see, because I had one throw where it turned over and one throw where it actually had a good bit of hyzer finish. So we have a nice open shot here. I'm going to put it on hyzer. Let's see what it does. Oh, it holds it. It's not like a dumpy Firebird. That was only like 10 feet short. That could have been a decent ace run. All right, last disc I want to try here. Rock 3 again, full power pump, nice and flat. Let's see how straight it carries. I think this is pretty similar to like a stock Rock 3 though. And if that's the case, you know, that's a nice disc, but I already have one of these. I was hoping this was going to be more beat in. Yeah. Good. That's the edge of circle look. So I actually blasted my Teebird past the basket. We're looking like 20 footer. I thought I was just behind the pin. Oh, let's go. A bit of a headwind, it kept it up. I thought I threw it real soft. Once again, look at this. Another really cool hole here. Hole 6 is 229 feet. It's a par 3. Basket you saw straight ahead. But we have two ways we can get there. We can either go backhand down the right gap, forehand down the left gap. I think I'm gonna go just the Aviar-X here, backhand down the right gap, carry straight most of the way, just try to settle it right by the basket. A little short. I definitely was flirting with the trees on the right here, but that was actually a pretty good shot. Oh, let's go. This hole's gonna be pretty tough. Hole 7 is 293 feet, par 3 with the basket straight ahead from the tee pad here, but where you normally have a backhand hyzer, you can see just a cluster of trees. So looks like we're gonna have to throw something off to the left, either a forehand or a backhand turnover. I'm gonna try the Firebird first. I am gonna also throw the Teebird. I actually wanna compare both of these to see how they compare stability-wise. Like I know this is DX plastic. This feels, I don't know, is this Star plastic? Let me know in the comments if you know what plastic this might be. It definitely feels more premium, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like as slick as normal Star plastic. Ooh, made it through. That's got some white. Well, short. Let's see, if the Teebird holds the line, then like, this disc I'm really enjoying so far. Oh. Well, that was lucky. Wow, that was... Roll. It's like 5 feet. That was stupid lucky. The Firebird almost got pin high here, but definitely well to the left, so we were left with a circle 2 putt here. And Teebird made it up into this tree. It's still actually pretty short. I actually thought from the tee this basket was like right under that overhanging branch, but it's actually a good 25 feet beyond the tree, so... Oh, too high. Okay, it didn't skip too far. Hole 8 would be a really fun hole if I had the arm speed to get there. 333 feet, par 3. Basket is straight ahead. First off, we have to make it through this little gap with the low ceiling. And then the basket is actually in between, just past another set of 2 large trees. So I should go with the Teebird here. That is probably actually my furthest flying disc in this group, but we're going with the X3 because technically this one should go the furthest. It's not going to, and it's gonna end way to the left, but we are dealing with a bit of a headwind here. So I think this will have the best chance of fighting that. Yeah, that's well short. Oh, that slipped right out of my hands. Oh, I left myself a little tester there. Both of those were terrible. So I left myself a tester here with the Aviar. I totally deserve this bogey if I missed it. We're wrapping up with another really pretty hole here. Hole 9 is only 245 feet, par 3. Basket is straight ahead through this middle gap here, slightly uphill. So plays a little bit longer than 245. Laser straight shot, sounds like this Teebird to me. Skip. I'm short, but I don't think I'm too short. I should have a putt there. That was great. So I said at the beginning of the video I wanted to retry hole 1, which is again 315 feet, par 3. See the basket straight ahead, a little off to the left. I really wanted to try the Teebird a second time here because I had a pretty good line, got pretty decent distance, but I threw it into the ground. So I just wanted to try one more throw with it, try to give it a little more height this time, and let's see if we can get it a little closer. That was great. Skip up. Yeah, I really like that Teebird. Let me compare it. Servo here. Those are very similar. The Servo and the Teebird, very similar. That was sweet. We're definitely like right inside circle 1 here. And then right into circle 1. And the Teebird even closer. So this Teebird is a sweet disc. All right, so I'm all finished up with my little 9-hole round using these used discs here at Woodward Municipal Disc Golf Course. First off, this course is an amazing little 9-hole course. I love finding these little 9-hole courses where the shots are actually like a lot of fun, really unique. They had some great tee placements, I thought, for most of the holes here. They were all fun little shot shapes. Looking at this park, you wouldn't believe that there were gonna be some sweet disc golf lines there. It looks like just a big open field with a couple scattered trees, but those scattered trees they used as well as they could. What a fun little course. But let's get into what I think of these used discs. I mentioned this in my last video when I did a used disc challenge, that used discs is just such a great way to get into disc golf affordably. Again, I got 6 discs for under $45. Starting off with the JK Pro Aviar here. I actually really enjoyed putting with this. I'm not gonna be switching to it or anything, but it's got a nice flight. And it actually has a really nice throw. That one time I threw it, it was very dependable. Nice sort of arcing hyzer the whole flight. Really fun. Great little disc here, the JK Pro Aviar-X. I think I just said Aviar, but Aviar-X. Really nice disc. The A3, I didn't have too many opportunities to throw it, but even with this seasoned A3, it has so much stability. Again, I actually bag an A3, super comfortable in the hand, a really nice thin profile here. Really love the A3. The Rock 3 here, another one that I didn't get to throw too much, but the times that I did, I was surprised with how stable it still was. Holds up in the wind. It is very dependable, and even as it ages, like this one, again, it's got some gashes, it's got some scuffs and scratches, it's hit some trees, and it still has great stability in this Champion plastic. So then we have the X3 here, the distance driver. Just like I thought, just a little bit too much disc for my arm to handle. I don't really throw distance drivers that much at all. The only distance drivers I really have are lightweight ones, like I have a lightweight Wave, and I do have an X3 in that Air Spectrum plastic, but at max weight, it's not a disc that my arm can handle. So next up, this DX Firebird. This disc, I was really excited about throwing, and I was actually pretty surprised with it. It's like a kind of a finicky disc in this DX plastic, because sometimes when I was throwing it, it still had a pretty good amount of stability to it. Nothing like a new Firebird would be, but it does still have a decent amount of stability. But then, especially in like headwinds and things, this disc does not hold up. It is very flippy. And if I throw it on anhyzer, it holds that anhyzer line for quite a while. So it's actually a very interesting disc to use, kind of squirrely because, I mean, you see Firebird, you expect it to be a meat hook, but that is not what this disc is. But I really enjoyed throwing this disc. The only negative I have with it is that it's so scuffed up and scratched. It was hard to find a good place for me to put my hand and get comfortable, because every time I'd put it somewhere, it's like some odd piece of plastic was digging into my fingers. And the disc that I'm obviously the most excited about is this really old Innova Special Edition Teebird. This disc, I don't know what I'm gonna do with, because I really, really enjoyed throwing it. It is super flat, really nice, thin, flat profile. It feels excellent in the hand. This plastic, I don't know, again, if it's Star or not, but the plastic feels great. It's got a little bit of gumminess to it, but I don't know if I have space in the bag. As you can see, I'm using a Squatch lure bag, a smaller bag. I downsized. I'm actually planning on doing a video to sort of do like a what's in my bag, and maybe do a comparison between the Squatch lure and the Squatch Legend bag, which I moved from. But my bag is full of discs, and I spent a good amount of time deciding which discs to remove from my Legend bag to make this bag. And I mean, this isn't gonna fit in here right now, so I'd have to take something out. Obviously, like I did a little comparison. The Servo here, though, did fly quite similarly to that Teebird, so I might have to do a little testing further on to see if I want to keep the Servo in the bag or the Teebird in the bag. I don't know. It was tough enough figuring out which discs to put in this bag, and then trying out new discs makes it even tougher. I do think that's one of the really fun things about used discs, is finding these like really old gems. I was really picking through the bins there to try to find some of these older discs, so I was really happy I got to try them out, and I really highly recommend you guys do as well. Definitely look through your used bins, see if you can find some hidden gems. That's gonna be it for this episode, guys, though. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and ring that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode comes out. Until next time, guys, cheers.